and shooting under par and being pros, there's some subtleties to the entire grip, setup, swing, takeaway, follow through, mind game, all the stuff that leads to someone being a really good golfer. But anybody could start golf tomorrow and say, I play golf, right?
Right.
It's kind of the same thing in the mortgage industry to me, is that anyone who is an LOA, a processor, or a loan officer can actually pick up the phone, take a phone call, and have a prospect walk them through how to get a loan.
Yep. Yep.
Would you guys argue with that? So, like, I mean, a processor could answer the phone and say, "Oh yeah, Michael's out. This is Larry. This is Stacy. Well, hey, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link, and then what you got to do is just load all your shit in, and then I'm going to pull your credit, and then I'll just call you back once I've got Optimal Blue up and running, and I'll tell you what the rates are, and I'll auto fill because we've got this cool thing that does your closing cost, and then I'll just tell you, what that's going to look like, and because I'm a processor, I can tell you that loan's going to be approved as long as you get me this, this, and this." Now, understand, I can teach someone that in 90 days as a loan officer assistant. Right?
Yep.
So I think a lot of times, like, that's like golf, where someone's like, I'm a golfer. They grip the club and they know how to swing the thing back and whack the ball. And they're like, I play golf. I'm a loan officer. My job's to show someone how to get a loan. I wouldn't argue that. I would say that's probably why you're frustrated, if you feel like, okay, but I do that with a little bit of flair and a little bit of salesmanship. And I do it nicely, Michael. I'm expedient and I'm really nice about it. I mean, Parker.
I don't buy that.
So Parker, no. I'm that loan officer. Like, I'm really good with people.
Yeah, I know.
Parker, tell me about yourself. Oh my God, like, you're from there. Oh, that's so cool. Well, Parker, what I'm going to need is your pay stub. Oh yeah, and I'm going to need 2 of them. Like, here's the thing. One of our issues is we're not willing to work on the subtleties of selling or the subtleties of using tools to help us sell, or realizing that we are selling someone. Because if our job is to not, like, influence and let them know that we're interested in them, and they see it and they become interested in us and maybe even fascinated with us as their service person, we are just glorified processors that get paid more.
Yeah.
We're just glorified LOAs that we call ourselves loan officers. Because you realize, I mean, outside of passing some bogus bullshit test, someone can be a loan officer in about 3 weeks.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. So I start there. Why, Michael, how have your smart starts? We haven't really talked about pre-approval fees, smart starts, kind of fine-tuning anything, working on rent versus own analysis, using mortgage scales to your advantage, using the all about you to win the sale, really, like, how to open up clients. We haven't talked about that in a minute.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on right now? How are you feeling about your smart starts, scheduling them, holding them, executing them? Where are you right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. Got 2 today.
Wow. In person.
1 in person, 1 Zoom.
Beautiful.
1 is in Alabama. That's the Zoom one, obviously. And then 1 is she's driving an hour to get here, which is nice.
The one that's driving an hour to get there.
Yeah.
When did the lead come in? When did the referral come to you?
It came to me, I want to say, about 10 days ago. You want me to, and I got the all about you form, and it's pretty cool. I'd like to pull it up. I can share it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah. So,
Michael, you said all about you in an in-person meeting before they come in?
Well, yes. Now,
That's cool.
yeah,
By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Saves her time. She can get it done early.
yeah, and I think at the time, at that point, I don't think we knew if she was going to come because she's about an hour away. And so I think Brian set it up. I don't, maybe his thought process was, well, let me just get it out just in case she doesn't come in, right? So yeah, and by the way, a lot of times they don't, you know how it is. A lot of times they don't fill it out. And if they don't, and if they're coming in, then that's the first thing they'll do when they sit in the lobby, right? Where the heck is, where are we here? Okay, here we go. So let me just share. So I'll sort of set it up. This was a referral from a CPA. This is my CPA that has been doing my taxes for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, to your point, Brendan, I know you always make this point. I don't get a lot of referrals from Stan. Stan's the CPA. I've probably gotten 3 referrals in 25 years. Very few. But I don't know why. But anyway, but this lady said, hey, my CPA, I needed a loan. I need advice on a mortgage. How do we do this? My CPA said, you're really, really good and that I should talk to you. Great. She's getting divorced. Her settlement is almost complete. She needs to buy a home post-divorce, and she just has, she never did any of the finances. She has no idea what she's doing. She needs help. She's turning 60 years old on Tuesday, and so she needs advice, right? So I had a good conversation with her up front, probably 15, 20 minutes on the phone, which is a little longer than normal, but I think we needed that to establish a good rapport. And then send her the link, explain that we'll reach back out, set up a meeting for us to meet, blah, blah, blah. Brian sets the meeting. She's coming in today. Benton, you have a question? Or no? Maybe not.
Michael.
Yeah.
In your normal dance, you get a referral, you get them on the phone, you do the triangle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
You then say, do you ever just say, hey, did Bill tell you how I work and how I've helped his clients that he's referred me in the past?
Yep.
You did that? And then she probably was.
Yeah, I did, even though Stan this is the 3rd referral in 25 years, but yes, I still did.
Yeah. Bottom line, it could be 1, it could be 0, but if he's referred you can always say, hey, did they tell you how I've helped other clients they've referred me or other people? Yes. Every now and again, when it's the first referral, you could be honest and say, oh my God, you're the first person they've referred, but that doesn't mean I haven't done this. Did they tell you how I work or how I help people?
Yep.
How I help clients like you get a mortgage.
Sure. Yep.
When they say they didn't, that's the easy frame, right? That's the easy, well, hey, Beverly, I want to ask you a couple questions. And while we're talking, what I'd like to do is eventually send you an outline of a meeting that I would hold with you. And I've got 4 steps in that outline. Do you have maybe 10 minutes to talk with me now to kind of go through just some preliminary stuff? Because you just mentioned that you're, divorcing, you're 60 and you've never done this or you haven't done this in a long time. Okay, cool. Penelope, let's chat. So now you chatted. You felt like you needed to invest the time because she's an older lady. Makes sense. You need to make her feel good. And then what? You sent the email?
Yeah. I actually sent it while I was on the phone there.
Okay, great. So you sent the email. And then your team followed up. Did she fill out all the shit and they pulled her credit or?
Yeah. Right? They filled out all the stuff. We did the soft pull, pulled her in. And then she actually has a property in mind. She already knows the home she wants to buy, which is nice. Okay. No realtors involved. I know the purchase price. I have the address. So I sent that to Brian and said, set it up for this home. This is the home she's buying. So makes it a little bit easier, right? We know the home, right? We know the price. So yeah. So Brian set it up. And then, ran some of the preliminary numbers, pulled in all the fees, all that stuff, and then set up the meeting, sent out the All About You form. She filled it out, and boom, here we are. I haven't spoke to her since that initial call. Brian, my teammate, has spoke to her probably a couple times.
Got it.
And in her scenario, she's got a couple hundred thousand in a 401k. And then she's getting $900,000 Quadro distribution from her husband's 401k. So she's getting a good chunk of money. But she's a retired teacher with very little retirement income, a couple $1,000 a month. So she doesn't really have a lot of cash flow on a monthly basis. So I think, you know, in her, like on the All About You form, if you're looking at it, I shared my screen. I would like to learn the following. There's about 10 options, right? Her only question is, what are my down payment options? Because that's really what I was thinking is, hey, look, you know, we talked a little bit about it on the phone because she asked me, you know, I just don't know what to do. How much should I put down? Blah, blah, blah. You know, my investments are making this. Should I put? So, you know, we're going to talk about that today. That's, you know, a lot of what we're going to discuss is, hey, well, if you take money out of the market, you know, let's talk about opportunity cost here, right? So we're going to go through that. But if you look at the other parts of the All About You form, like the money part, she has a financial planner. So that is going to be a good thing because it's interesting. She's asking me all the questions that she really could be asking her financial advisor. Are they really active in her finances, or does she just have an account with Schwab? By the way, she does have an account with Schwab. But that's it. That's interesting. I'm going to sort of key in on that. And it could be potentially somebody that I want to talk to, and maybe I want to meet this person. We'll find out. We know the CPA. We know that she has a tax person. No insurance agent. There is somebody, now this is interesting, there is somebody assisting her with her fund, or her money decisions. So that's going to be something that's going to be important too. I'm going to find out who that is. And, you know, should we get them on the phone, right? I mean, or are they coming with her? You know, that would be an interesting thing. She has a budget. She's not, right now, she's not saving really much anything because she really doesn't have a lot of income coming in. She's not contributing to a 401k. She has a large one, but not contributing.
So
What's,
Michael,
yeah,
you're kind of going through all this stuff, looking at it. It's your brain is kind of going, okay, I'm seeing how this lady, like all of this is just giving you an inside. And it is giving you way more than just, hey, she makes this. We pre-qualified her.
yeah,
We pulled her credit. She's got a 720, and I'm pulling up Optimal Blue because she said, you know, she's got a house she's interested in. Like this,
yeah,
this is just giving you maybe more of an insight on like how she really operates.
yeah.
Keep going. No, I'm just
Okay.
I'm doing narrative.
Yeah, no worries. So this is great. I love this. What's important to you about choosing and working with a lender? Quote unquote, I need someone that understands that I am purchasing a home alone and am way out of my comfort zone. I need someone to help make it simple and someone I can trust. Well, that's perfect. We love that. Notice she never said anything about I want the best rate, right? She just needs somebody to help her and somebody that she can rely on. Now, there's already a built-in trust because when I did the triangle of trust, you know, I said, oh, how long you been working with Stan? She's been with Stan for like 15 years or something. I said, wow. I said, I got you beat. I've been with him for 25 years. And she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, he said that you guys have been working together forever. So right there, you know, that's the triangle of trust, right? So, you know, just the little things and it's so easy to overlook that triangle piece in the beginning. But that just having that 3-minute conversation about how do you know Stan? Let me tell you, how did he tell you how we've worked together? You know, that is such an important piece, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly for her, it sounds like it's everything. She needs to trust somebody
Yeah.
I mean, so quick question. If you look at her fun stuff, what jumps out at her on her fun stuff to you? I was looking at it.
She's got, obviously she's got kids. She's got a dog, she's got a cat. Daughter goes to LSU. She's a Georgia grad,
Go dogs.
right? Go Dogs, yep. So there's a lot of things that we could, riff on with these here.
So now,
Yeah.
What's her dream vacation?
Mountains. Anywhere in the mountains. Yeah.
Anywhere in the mountains. So, what's her name?
Shannon.
Shannon. Okay, I'm Shannon. I'm coming in, and now I'm in the lobby.
Yeah.
You
I'll
have
get
the. Okay.
I'll get it. Hold on.
I was going to pretend to be her, and we could role play, like you walking through the All About You, like how you would do it. Fair?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm back.
No, I was thinking we would just role play like how you would play this All About You. If I
here's the welcome sign. It's her birthday on Tuesday, so we put a little happy early birthday.
Oh, fuck! Gee, look at Michael Anthony.
Hey, listen, 10-1. She's gonna take a selfie next to the sign here.
Dude, did you get a cupcake too?
I really thought about getting a balloon, but I didn't.
Dude. Damn you, Michael. Come in here for a hug. I feel like I'm Chaz in Wedding Crashers. And like you're my protege. But you know what, Michael, there's a funeral this Saturday and you're coming with. You know what, Chaz? I mean, I'm really honored, but I don't know if I'm ready for something like this. All right, so this is incredible. Well, personalized welcome sign.
Yeah.
All About You crushing it. I'm assuming you've got a Smart Start packet ready and pre-printed.
Yep.
Okay. So she walks in, she sees the welcome sign. She's totally over. She's like, wow, that's really sweet and thoughtful. And then she comes into your office or a conference room?
Yeah, she'll come into my office. I'll let her sit out for a minute just so she can. I want to make sure she sees the sign. Sometimes people come in too quick, they don't see it. So she'll sit out there for a minute. Hopefully, she'll probably be early. But yeah, so John will bring her into my office.
Okay, and then
or I'll go out and greet her.
You have a testimonial.
We'll offer her a cup of coffee or a water.
Of course, she'll definitely. Good point, Gloria. We'll always offer water or coffee, LaCroix, something like that. Yeah.
Hey, Benton, is Benton on?
I think he is.
Yeah.
Are you on your laptop?
Yeah.
Can you take your laptop and turn on the camera and then go into the front lobby, show them something real quick?
Okay.
And I'm thinking we should get a birthday balloon. I really do. Hang it right next to the sign.
So, Michael, we've added this recently. Benton, your camera's not on. And you're on mute. Unless I'm not seeing him.
He was there for a second.
Is he disconnecting his?
Oh, I think he's popping in. There we go. There we're with him now.
Yeah, you asked me to unplug, so I unplugged.
Well, just turn around and show them the little cart.
Okay, so wait a minute.
I
have to get down here. Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, little treat cart.
Here's the little treat cart.
Grab a snack.
Nice. They can't see all the stuff on the bottom, but yeah, we just put the cart out there now to kind of
I'd
like to make it even more special with like you're going to a nice hotel and you go into a really nice room and then you see here's different little soft drinks that are petite. Here's a couple nutrition bars, just something.
Right.
We've got Macy ordered a bunch of shitty snacks that are fucking Doritos and bad stuff. I actually want to make it nice. Sorry, Macy, if you're on the call, she's not. And then there's our screen.
Nice.
And then we also have a welcome sign that we handwrite.
Yep.
So Michael, crushing it. She comes in, she sits down, she's had a cup of coffee or a water. She's now feeling special. Tell me how you start the meeting.
I start the meeting by telling them what we're going to go over, like sort of like a roadmap. Because, like they've never done this before. And I think, it's like, if you remember driving to grandma's house for the first time, it's like, it seems like it takes you forever because you don't know where you're going.
Okay.
Right. But then you do it more and more, and then it gets quicker. So I think people sort of wonder, like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? So I like to sort of just give them an idea of what the agenda is. Right.
So
So
is
we'll
that
just explain.
Is that on the cover of your Smart Start or no?
It's not on the cover, no, but I'll just
I'd
really
like to
free
hear it.
flow. Yeah, so we'll just say, hey, look, what we're going to do today is I'm going to go, there's a couple items that I need to get clarified on your application. Because, sometimes when these people are filling out the applications, there's some holes, right? There's some blanks, there's some things I need to clarify. So we're going to go through that. We'll take a look at your credit report, see if you have any questions with that. And then really, because you have a home that's already picked out, we've already put some examples together, and we're going to walk through some real life examples of down payment options so that we could talk a little bit about what you feel comfortable doing, and we could talk about some pros and cons of each different program. And then, of course, as we're moving along, I know that you have never purchased a home on your own, and this is the first time. So just make sure if you have questions, just stop me, ask the questions. We'll go through them with you. Okay. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what we can do from here. We're going to have a couple options, and we can go in a couple different directions, but we're going to talk about that before we leave. How does that sound to you?
Great. So that took about a minute. It's
Yeah.
just a little outline.
Yeah.
Does your Smart Start have the outline of the All About You?
It does.
Reviewing?
Yes. Yeah. In the packet, which is right here, it's got like the outline for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I will go through that, and I'll say, look, here's the 10 steps of home buying.
No. I'm talking about on the cover. It just says the outline for today. Does yours not have
Oh,
that?
no, it does not. No, it does not.
Okay. So I think a long time ago, we changed it, maybe a year ago, where
Okay.
the cover just has the agenda for today's meeting.
Got it.
So
Oh,
you
okay.
could,
Got it. Yeah, that would be
you
good. That's nice. Yeah.
yeah. So yours could just say a summary of what we're going to review, like
Yeah.
general overview, and then
Right.
number 2, review of All About You. Number 3, dive into credit, income, and assets on application.
Sure.
Number 4, make a decision.
Yeah, I like that cover. I like that cover.
Look, zoom in on that, Benton. Or actually, we'll let Benton pull it up on Canva and then share it in a minute. Benton, you
Yeah.
can go back and kind of log back into where you were. I know it's.
And
Thank you for. Yeah.
it is nice because on our cover it's just sort of like the old
The
one,
visual, yeah.
which is nice, but having the agenda there, it'll prevent me from forgetting something, because the
Right.
first thing that we will go over after a few minutes of chit chat is the All About You form.
Right, and that's where, like, mine at the top doesn't say summary of what we're going to talk about and do today. Mine says All About You. And so my like, and this is, we're talking into like the takeaway or the golf grip or whatever, like back to the analogy.
Yeah.
I always just simply have the All About You there, say something like, oh my God, thanks for coming in. So glad you could, come here. Is a long way. Really appreciate it. And, what I'd like to do first before we dive into all the other things is just here's a packet, and it has the outline of what we're going to cover. And then I show it to them. Benton, you can pull it up whenever you're ready to pull that up. And then I'm like looking at the All About You, and I go, well, it looks like you check the box. What are my down payment options? What's her name again? Rachel? Beverly? What's her name? I can't remember.
Shannon.
Shannon, it looks like you checked this as like what you really want to go through today. She's going to sit there and look at you and go, yeah, absolutely. So if you guys can zoom in on that.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So that's we put that as the overview. And so I think this meeting will be successful, Shannon, if we can absolutely nail that down and give you all the information you need to know about that. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes, Michael, I totally would agree. All right, well, cool. I want to go through the rest of this stuff on your All About You form, and I really appreciate you filling this out because this helps me understand you better.
Yeah.
So I really just want to go through it real quick. It looks like, and then boom, your
Yep.
money. It looks like you have a planner, you have this, someone else is helping you. If you don't mind, who is helping you with your money decisions outside of your financial planner? Oh, well, that would be my neighbor. His name is Phil. Phil McCracken.
It's
Like,
important. Hey, listen, don't minimize it. That is so,
no.
it is so important to
Yeah.
find that out.
Well, this is how I would play it. Hey, do you? And by the way, does he know you're having this meeting today?
Right.
Does she know you're here today doing this? It would
Mhm.
be very important, Shannon, that whatever we learned today about your down payment options, because that's what she checked, and let's say they checked 3 or 4 more things, you can just say, listen, I want to make sure that you get this information to them, because if you're trusting them with a money decision, the goal would be to share any of this info.
Yeah.
You-
And by the
Go
way,
ahead.
and also I say that, right? And then I always say, because you never want to be the person that is closed off from whoever is helping them make the decision, and say, listen, if you would like, we could certainly get them on the phone, or listen, well, they're at work, they don't have to. Okay, no problem. But if there are any other questions, we're going to go through a lot of detail here, and it's impossible for you to relay everything concisely. And I get it. It's just your first time going through it. So I would recommend, if they have any questions, maybe we can get back on a 3-way phone call. And that way I can answer the questions that they might have. You always want to make yourself available to that person for sure. Because you don't want that person just making decisions and saying, oh, well, did they talk to you about this? Or I don't see this, or why did they do that? You want to have control and talk to that person.
So, Michael, you do your overview. You're
Yeah.
going through the All About You.
Mhm.
Walk us through. Now you're midway. You're down to the what's most important. I'm Shannon.
Yeah.
Tell me how you would present that to me.
You mean it's on the All About You form?
No. You've just said, hey, we're going through your All About You. It
Oh,
looks like
okay.
here's you want to learn this, and
Yeah.
do you repeat this stuff back to them or no?
Yeah, I'll say, hey, obviously the big thing for you is down payment, right? And
Okay.
I think we talked a little bit about that. And of course, if there's any other things that we can talk about, that I can help you with, let me know. But I will typically say, financial planner, you have one. That's awesome. Who is it? I want to know who it is.
Okay.
Oh, it's and if they say something like, oh, it's oh gosh, what's his name? Oh, it's Charlie over at Schwab. Well, she doesn't know him that well, right? Is it just that she parked money there and there's a name on the account because somebody's assigned to it? Or if they say, oh, no, I work with Bill Smith. I've been working with him for 15 years. We talk, 2-3 times a year. He's great. Well, I want to know that, because I know that I'm going to be having a conversation with Bill about liquidating funds. And I think it's important that, we connect. So I will say something like, I think it might be helpful if you connected me with Bill. And by the way, do you like Bill? Oh, Bill's amazing. Okay, well, that's really good, because I'm always looking for good financial planners that I can work with. What part of town does he work in? Chit chat a little bit about him. I want to connect with that person. Why not? Don't we get business from financial planners?
Yes.
But like, if I do a great job, then the financial planner is pretty impressed with what we do, and his client's happy, well, maybe they'll send me business. I mean, isn't that a realistic thought? Again, low hanging fruit. I don't like cold calling, but that's an easy intro right there.
For sure, especially if she likes him, and then
Yeah.
if she likes you.
Yeah.
Do you
Then
ever,
I'll go
Michael?
through.
Do you ever
Yeah.
say, hey, does Bill know you're buying a house?
I will ask that. Have you talked? And I will find out also too. Have you talked to Bill about liquidating some money to buy a home. What is his thought? Like, I want to know what they're thinking. You know, they might say, yeah, well, Bill is concerned because there's going to be a tax consequence. So he wants to try to minimize that tax burden. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I totally understand. And I'm going to show you some different options, right?
Right, which would tie into the best down payment, which is what she checked.
That's right.
So now you're that much deeper. Cool.
Yep. Yep. So go through a little bit of that. What's most important about to you about working with a lender? And I will reiterate that, you know, and because I love that. I mean, that's perfect, right?
Yeah. So if
say,
I'm
look,
Shannon, you've just finished the money part. How do you
Yeah.
present that to me?
I'll just say something like, you know, Shannon, you know, I read what's most important to you about working with a lender, and somebody that understands that you're buying for the first time. It's out of your comfort zone, and I get it. Like, I understand there's certain things that you want to understand, and I'm here to make sure you do, and also make sure that you can trust that person. And again, I'm so glad that we connected. I'm so glad that Stan was able to connect us, because we're going to deliver that for sure. And if there's anything that maybe we can do to make this process smoother, or anything that we can do, or my team can do, just let us know. Fair enough? Something along those lines. We'll get them talking a little bit. But again, I'll usually go back to the triangles.
Well, do you pull back up your All About You? I want to see it again.
All right, right there. Oops, sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. You see it?
Yeah. And you talked to her for 15 minutes, and I just kind of look at this and go, ultimately, like, she's giving you all the signals that she just needs her hand held, and
Yes.
she just wants someone to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And then she's not saving anything right now, right? Very
Right.
little.
Right.
And she has a rental payment.
Right now, I have to check. I believe that she's vacating the home, the marital home. Yeah.
So I almost like when it's like this to me, and she's older, my play, Michael, would just be, Shannon, hey, when I'm reading this, you know, what is important to you about choosing and working with a lender like me? You just put, I need someone that understands that I am purchasing a home alone and am way out of my comfort zone. I need someone to help me make it simple. And and someone who I can trust. I would literally like read that and stare at her and just go, you know, Shannon, I really appreciate you writing this. And obviously, with your circumstances that you shared with me about your divorce, and this is just kind of a scary thing, I really appreciate you coming here, because my whole goal over the next 30 to 40 minutes is to make everything really simple for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's
That's good.
right there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to go back and triangle. She's just saying, I really want a boyfriend that'll tell me that he loves me.
Right.
I mean, she's telling you right there how to close.
Easy. It's what, and making it simple, and I mean, that's great.
Guys and gals, if you use this, it's not about how technically smart you are. It's not about how good you dance. It's about how do they feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what, Shannon, when I see that you're saving very little right now and you want to trust someone, I want to make sure that the next 30 or 40 minutes, we go through all this with a fine-tooth comb so that you feel good about the decision you're going to make. Because this is a big deal. Hey, now pretend I said that or Michael said that. Michael, how do you use the fun part before you start? Or do you?
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely hit on it. I'll mention, you know, I want to see what she'll talk about. Like, hey, LSU, that's awesome. UGA, when did you graduate? Okay, cool. Yeah, do you go to any games? My son's up there. You know, whatever. I'll chit chat a little bit.
Yeah.
The Notebook, I forgot what that movie's about. it's on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. People love talking about animals, even more so than their kids. So I will probably say, okay, Prim and Chip, with a dog and a cat, which one's the dog, which one's the cat, what kind of dog you have, just get an idea.
Get an idea.
That's
Do
it.
you, and this is, and we're just micro-analyzing for fun. Every now and again, and I play this form differently depending on what I'm looking at in front of me and how they come in.
I agree.
This is an older woman, so it might be really hard to transition if you closed with, like, I just read you what's important, so I want these next 30 minutes to be really valuable, and then go, hey, but let's have some fun real quick and chit chat.
Yeah, it
Right.
would be very
Because
quick.
then you're breaking the mood of
Right.
this is serious business. Part of me also, I was just curious. The funny thing with an older person, I might always start with the fun part. Like, hey, we're going to review You're All About You, and I want to get into some serious stuff, Shannon, but I'm just looking down here. The Notebook, your favorite movie, The Notebook, remind me of that movie.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think I've
good.
seen it with my wife. Like,
That's a good one.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and hey, I just saw that your daughter's, is she still at LSU? She attends. What year is she? Oh my God, do you go down to the game? Oh, you're a UGA person. Oh, wow. When they play each other, that must be a real cool, fun household experience. Yeah, blah, 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 da, 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 cha, cha, cha. Okay, cool. Then I know I've just done something to like start the meeting if they're older. Like I just started with something fun.
Yeah.
Like I didn't necessarily get down to analyzing is Chip or Mitchell or no, Prim or Chip a dog or a
Prim and
cat.
Chip.
Which by the way, all the fun part is for all of you people listening is just a pivot to be a real human being.
Yeah.
It's just you being interested in them. It's not, oh my God, my kids went to UGA.
Right.
Oh
It's
my
not about
God,
you.
I love the mountains too.
Right.
Oh yeah, my wife's favorite movie is The Notebook. Yeah, we just watched it. Like, don't talk about you. Just
Right.
what is it
Yeah.
about that you love? That's so
Yeah.
cool. So, point being is that Michael, this one is a total layup.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you play this. You've done it enough. We're nuancing here, but
Right.
understand this as we're just role playing for fun. How
Mhm.
many of you are not using the form properly? How many of you are like, hey, wow, I could do a better job if they lay it out right there, repeat back. And Michael, I want you to get that outline on the front cover so it's easy for them to see.
Yeah, it's good.
And then the only other thing would just be, you know, when I see she's saving very little and she wants someone to hold her hand, that to me is, if you said what's unique about that, a very, very detailed why I'm picking a lender. And that is so easy to pare it back and say, Shannon, that's why I invited you in. When I
Yeah.
make big decisions with my wife or with myself, I always like meeting the person. So I'm really glad you took the time to come in and meet us because this is a big decision.
Yeah.
Now, Michael, this is the Aaron Cynical close. If he's on, he had someone once that by the time they saw the welcome sign said, I don't give a shit about the rest
Yeah.
of this. I trust you. Like, where do I sign?
You had me at
You
the
had
sign.
you had me at hello. And maybe you can report to us on Monday with an email. You
I
might be,
will.
guys, she started crying when she saw the welcome sign. Like,
Yeah.
and I
And
just mentioned this. Yeah.
and by the way, LaGrange, Glorasol, I think LaGrange is almost an hour and a half away. Like she's driving a distance to get here.
Right. Hug
Like
her, Michael, close her, charge her the $4.95 upfront fee. When she leaves, ring the fucking bell. I got grandma.
grandma, who by the way is 8 years older than me. So I don't know if I like that.
You sold grandma. I got to be a little heartless here. By the way, we are selling. We are selling. We are consultants who sell. But
Are
this is good. This is good stuff.
well,
Anybody have any questions for Michael?
yeah, comments, questions.
David Goldberg, questions. You're a Smart Start student. April?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I had Smart Start the last few days in a row, and I think what's great at the end is asking them, because I use that packet. I like the agenda that says the how the overview of the meeting, like what you provide. It gives them a quick snapshot of what we're going to cover,
Yeah.
and so it goes over well. And then at the end of the Smart Start, then I ask them, "Did you find value in this meeting?" and the information. And then it's just
Mhm.
like an overwhelming, this is something I've never experienced. It's just
Yeah.
wonderful because they're letting you know that they valued everything that you put into the meeting and to their finances and
Yeah.
giving them guidance. And I like it.
April, do you have the next steps form?
What the whole packet on what the next step is, yeah, and what
Yeah.
I would
Well,
do
we,
for them.
we have a new form called Your Next Steps at the top.
I don't think I have that.
I don't believe I do either.
Benton, pull that puppy up.
And then I can tell you if it's attached.
Can you
to my-
send that out, that the next step's been?
Is Benton?
Yes, I can.
Can you
Thanks,
pull it up?
Craig.
Because Gloricel or April,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing to summarize. To summarize that, and we now keep this form outside the packet. There it is. Your next
No, I
steps.
don't have that.
So all we're trying to do, and this would be really helpful for the person that isn't trying to write an offer next week.
Yeah.
That you just had this, and then here's the calendar. Hey, so what scroll to the bottom. Scroll to the bottom. You see that? Was this helpful?
Yeah, that's nice.
So
I
you can
love that.
take that form and you see them. You're like, hey, it's 9:17. We're a little over. Hey, I'm gonna whip this form out. I have my client notes page. I have what I need to do and what you need to do. I'm gonna
Mhm.
fill this out for you right now. So let's start at the bottom. Was this helpful? Did we cover everything that you wanted to learn? Cool. I know we've got some homework. We're going to finish your mortgage scale and you're going to look at your overtime pay and this, that, and the other. Great. And then you're just filling that out. Just whatever you feel like they would need, you can complete it. It's funny. They're taking it. You're not keeping it.
Yeah.
So I take a picture of it when I fill it out. And then I'm like, okay, this is what we filled out. And it was helpful. And I checked off shit. So like I realized that it's not like something we can keep. So I just whip my phone out and take a quick photo. I'm like, okay, this is what I sent them. If we could incorporate this in follow up with a referral source and say, hey, here were their next steps. Here's everything we checked for them. Here's a copy, and they loved the meeting.
Yeah, that's good.
Not a
I
bad
like
idea.
it.
Benton, you've got it all kind of jangled on the screen where we can only see.
That's a good thing. I like it.
We used the calendar up above for follow up.
Okay.
So I zoom in on that calendar and I'll circle May of 2024, and then I'll put another circle. You told me your lease isn't up until November, so I'll circle those 2 months, and then like homework would be, hey, you're not going to make a decision today about pre-approval. Like, we talked about first, second, and third base, but like what we need to do, April, what I think is I should reach back out to you and then I'll circle like June, or July 1 or August 1, and I'll put that date and I'll say our homework is to reconnect on August 1st. That
I
would be
love that.
line 1.
Yeah.
Line 2, you figure out your shit with your 2023 return. Line 3, let me know when you get the gift from Aunt Edna. Line 4, we'll send you the $495 deposit link after we talk on August 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Line
I
5.
like the packet I have, but I would like to add that as an additional page because I do like that middle section
Yeah.
on that one we have that says, what can you expect from us? And that's to advocate for you, be accessible, confidential.
Yeah,
Yada.
I mean, yeah, and that's kind of fun and jargony. This is more tactical.
Yeah,
Michael,
I like it. I'm saying I just sent Benton my
Yeah.
Smart Start packet to update my headshot, and I would like to add that to it,
Cool.
that page.
We'll just Michael,
Yeah.
I like it.
always a pleasure knowing Michael Anthony kicks ass and does
Yeah.
this. Andy,
Well, hey,
did
I
you have
learned
any
it.
questions?
Listen, I learned it from you. I will say that. So
Oh,
you're
you
the
do, but
you're the
you just
surgeon.
no, we're teaching each other, and it's
Yeah.
all the same. By the way, we're all trying to elevate to the level of consultant where the client breaks down in tears and hugs us and says, "I'll never go anywhere else."
Right.
That's what we.
Absolutely.
And then she calls her accountant and says, "Michael Anthony literally hung the moon."
Yep.
And then you
That's
call Larry your accountant. I know Larry works for you, but I'm going to call Larry your accountant as well. And you say, "Dude, you've referred me 3 people in 78 years. Could you fucking refer me some more people? I
yeah.
made this old lady cry.
That's right.
I'm a
Eh,
mortgage guy. I brought her to tears.
That's
Please
it.
refer me more people."
Yeah. Checkers or chess? That's
Yeah.
the difference. What do you
There you go.
play?
Hey, Brendan, can
Yeah.
I add one other thing about the All About You?
Sure, of
This is
course.
just something personal. I have a lot of virtual meetings,
Yeah.
and a lot of times they don't do it, or, I send it to them and they don't fill it out. It's really important to follow up with them and say, hey, before our, Zoom meeting on Friday, please fill out this form so I can structure the meeting.
Yeah.
Just if you're having, a lot of, I probably have 50-50 virtual in person. And a lot
Yeah.
of times for my virtual, they don't fill out that All About You until we start our meeting. And then we kind of do it at the beginning, but it's much smoother and better if they pre-fill it out. So it's just like a personal best practice that I really follow up multiple times to make sure that I have that form before we start the virtual.
Yeah. And you said the magic words. Could you please fill out that form so that
So that I
I
can
can,
structure our time together. Yeah.
yeah, I can structure our time together. Not just please fill out the form because I need it.
Right.
That form's going to help me structure our meeting and answer the best and be able to answer your questions the best that I can. The one other thing that you can always say, just in case you guys are uncomfortable in the money part, or like structurally are thinking like, why do we use that? So one of the things that I always like to do is just simply say to someone when they check no to everything, because they might be feeling exposed, is that you just say, hey, one of the reasons we're going through this now and you've checked no to everything, one of the reasons why I ask these questions is a lot of times people don't know how to make decisions. And these people, all these questions, help people feel more confident. So I don't share this with you to brag, but I've been doing loans a long time, so I check yes to all of these. And I met my first financial planner being in the mortgage business, and after a while, I met an accountant because a client told me how good his accountant was, and I'd owned a rental property, so I needed that. And then I still have other people that help me with my money decisions outside of those people, and I do a budget. So I share all that with you, April Gloricel, because I want you to know that like I'm thinking about your situation and the decision you have to make. And I want you to know that I use outside people to help me make decisions. So I'm going to try to use a little of what they've taught me to help guide you to make the best decision. Is that okay? Yeah, Gloricel. Now, that sounded like a mouthful, maybe or maybe not. That, by the way, that's the brain surgeon like, hey, I've driven a car 200 miles an hour. We're going 60 right now. I know what I'm doing. Hey, I've operated on 4,000 brains. Your brain is the next one I'm going to operate on. And it's very important that I have like your brain and your health at like the height of what I do. And so it, using that, saying that, you're not just using All About You as you want to be able to influence people so that when they leave, they go, holy shit, I feel like every base was covered. And if you can't say yes to every one of the things in the money part, anyone on this call, you should be eventually using these people. So
Yep.
little nuances to the All About You. It sets up everything else. We all know how to close loans, but the goal is every person that isn't ready to write an offer that weekend, or if they were, every one of them we take to third base. We charge them an upfront deposit. They commit to us after the meeting, and we all bat 1,000.
That's it.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
And we handle objections in that meeting as they come up.
That's right.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
You rock.
Good
Michael,
job.
thanks for
Good
being
job.
the guinea pig. Michael, can you send that all about you to me and Benton? Because I may put it in the packet that I'm doing at this loan officer event next week.
Yeah.
Just as
You
a
mean
sample.
the one that's completed?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
she did, Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll white out her name, or if there's
Yeah, just take
anything
her,
on there.
just take her name off. That's fine. Yeah, you got
That's
it.
fine. I'll white out her name.
Okay. You got it.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Happy
See ya.
Mother's Day.